AR-15, 11.5-inch, compensated with an iron-bonded bolt carrier, Trigicon Acupoint with 1/6 magnification.
Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers and Guns. I'm going to do an update on what's been going on here in the state of New York in terms of gun restrictions and CCWs, concealed carry permits. So, recently our governor of 10 years, Andrew Cuomo, got himself into a pickle and he had to resign. As a result, Katherine Hochul, the lieutenant governor, will take over as the 57th governor of New York State. She's also going to be the first woman, female governor of New York State. We've never had that before. Now, Andrew Cuomo grew up in Jamaica, Queens, which is in New York City. So his influence in growing up was always anti-gun, right? Which maybe is the reason why he has been so tough on New York gun laws. Well, Katherine Hochul grew up in rural Buffalo, upstate near Canada. You know, if you guys didn't know how the layout of New York State is, what you see in the media is just that little island of Manhattan. You know what I mean? New York State is huge and predominantly a very rural area in upstate. Not so rural here in urban Long Island, if you will. So the rules are different, and she grew up in Buffalo with a rural upbringing. So perhaps she was around guns and doesn't feel the way that Andrew Cuomo feels about guns, right? Nevertheless, her constituents do dictate how she governs. But who knows? Maybe she'll keep things the way things are. I know how that sounds. It's like New York State has the most restrictive gun laws in the nation, right? But honestly, our ARs fire just as good as yours. They just look different with the stock and the muzzle and all. That's it. But they still shoot just fine, just like yours. I just hope they don't make the laws more strict. Anyway, we'll see what happens with Katherine Hochul. Hopefully she'll be a pro-2A kind of a governor. Keep our fingers crossed. But today we're going to be talking about an unprecedented Supreme Court case for carry permits here in the state of New York. And we're all pretty excited about it because it could go our way. And it may be much, much easier to get a carry permit here in the state of New York. For the first time in more than a decade, the United States Supreme Court will be reviewing a Second Amendment case that could change the landscape when it comes to gun right laws in this country. On Monday, Supreme Court agreed to review a law in New York that sets extremely stringent limits on who can carry a gun outside of the home. Tom King, president of the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, argues that New York's gun laws have made it nearly impossible for anyone to carry a handgun in public. We decided that we were going to try and change that and make that New York State residents who want a pistol permit or a concealed carry permit are given the same protections under the law that everybody else in the other 42 states were given. New York imposes some of the strictest gun laws in the country. It requires New Yorkers applying for a license to carry a concealed handgun in public to show that they have proper cause, or in other words, a special need for self-defense or self-protection. At least 7 other states, including New Jersey, California, and Massachusetts, have similar laws in their books. 2 men from Rensselaer County who were denied permits, along with the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, sued the state over this law in 2018. Lower courts upheld New York's gun law, but in historic decisions, the Supreme Court announced it has now agreed to take up the case. State Attorney General Letitia James will be representing New York in this case. We look forward to presenting the state's arguments at the U.S. Supreme Court and to showing how New York's laws protect public safety in a manner consistent with the Second Amendment, James said. This NRA-backed case is a massive threat to that security, Governor Andrew Cuomo said. Imagine someone trying to carry a gun through Times Square, onto the subways, or to a tailgate outside of a Bills game. The new NRA's goal is here to shift the onus onto regular New Yorkers, police officers, security guards, and first responders to determine whether an armed individual poses a threat or is simply carrying for self-defense. The streets of New York are not the OK Corral, and NRA's dream of a society where everyone is terrified of each other and armed to the teeth is abhorrent to our values. The last Second Amendment Supreme Court ruling was 2008's District of Columbia versus Heller. By just one vote, the majority ruling determined that a person has the right to keep a gun in the home for self-defense. This ruling was then upheld again in 2010 in a challenge against Chicago's gun laws. Since then, the Supreme Court has turned down numerous cases challenging state gun control laws. However, with the 3 latest appointments by former President Donald Trump, the Supreme Court now has a 6-3 conservative justice majority. Albany law professor Vincent Bonventry said this case will have an enormous broad impact. It will decide if states and the federal government have the right to impose stringent gun control laws. So on the one hand, is the individual right to bear arms a fundamental right? Bonaventure questioned, which means that it's going to be very, very difficult for state governments or the federal government to restrict those rights. Or is it that other parts of Heller, which is that long-standing prohibitions, reasonable restrictions are fine? We don't know. This case will tell us. This case will be heard by the Supreme Court at the start of their next term, which begins the first Monday of October. So we'll wait and see what happens in October. Hopefully it goes our way, and it'll be much easier for us New Yorkers to get a CCW or a CCP, concealed carry permit. And at the very least, not ask you crazy questions like, why do you need it? Well, I don't think you need it, so we're not going to give it to you. But anyway, that's the pickle that we're in here in New York, and it's always been a pickle because it's a heavy blue state, Not that there's anything wrong with a heavy blue state. I'm just saying, why can't the laws be a little bit more universal throughout the entire country, Speaking of countries, just to give you my 2 cents on the issue, Afghanistan. 20 years, billions of dollars, thousands and thousands of troops, right? We leave, and now the country is in complete disarray. Honestly, if you ask me, just go in there and do the job. Get rid of the Taliban, period. No ceasefires, no crazy treaties, because those guys have shown that they don't honor any treaties or any agreements. They're just going to go and do whatever they want to do as soon as the Americans leave. So I say we once and for all go in there and just get rid of all the Taliban. Then done. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on my first real documentary type reporting kind of video. I was reading from a teleprompter. It's going fast, man. Good thing I'm a good reader. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we'll see what happens in October when the Supreme Court goes into session again. Maybe this case will be heard sometime soon. See you guys next time on Mowers, Blowers, and Guns.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey, I'm Henry from Mowers and Blowers. As a YouTuber that deals with small engine equipment on a daily basis, I worry about the harmful effects of the 10% ethanol that's in your unleaded gas from your gas station. Here on the East Coast, as winter nears, I think about storing my summer lawn equipment for the winter. Ethanol absorbs moisture, and what it does is it could rust or corrode and clog up your jets in your carburetor. That's why I use Ethanol Safeguard with stabilizers from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Before you store your machines, a little bit of Lucas goes a long way. When you're ready to use your machines again, hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video, and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.